I share with you the power for Christian living. Can anyone remember from last Sunday? What was the power and the secret of this power? And I coined three people. It was a Superman, Archimedes, and Samson. They had power, yet they also had a secret. Power for Christian living. Give you a little more hint. It was by Apostle Paul, letter to the Philippians. Can you guess? If you were to read the book of Philippians, what would be the most prominent or repetitive words that you will hear from Apostle Paul? It resonates with us very loud. Perhaps if you go outside of our door, you will see it. Joy, yes, joy. The power for Christian living, joy. And then the secret of it was a prayer. The power for Christian living that I share with you from Apostle Paul, letter to the Philippians, was joy. And then the secret of it was a prayer. Today, I would like to share with you another power. Seems like the Christians are a superpower figure, like the X-Men or the Superman. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We do have power. Today, very interestingly, what we read today was a lectionary text for today, which will be perfect for 2 Sundays ago, the Transfiguration Sunday. But we'll read anyways. Transfiguration. Peter, James, and John. Jesus took them aside and they went up to a mountain. And here, Jesus transfigured. And can you picture? I think it's beneficial for us to actually picture this. So if you don't mind, and promise with me that you won't fall asleep, but do close your eyes and picture it. They're all up in the mountain here. And Jesus was transfigured before them, and his clothes became dazzling white, such as no one on earth could bleach them. And his clothes became dazzling white, such as no one on earth could bleach them. All right, now, can you picture it? It won't be like my clothes. I mean, this is not bleached. I mean, it's not completely white. What I'm picturing it here is that his clothes is shining. The radiant light just coming forth. And look what Peter, James, and John said after that. They were terrified. I believe they were terrified because of their sheer magnitude of reverence, adoration, and they're simply shocked. This Jesus will probably wear very similar clothes that I am. Pretty much dirty because he's been traveling a lot. But all of a sudden his clothes is just pure white, shining. And Peter, James, and John never seen such thing like that. Transfigured before Peter, John, and James. But what's very interesting here is Peter. I love Peter. His audacity, he's courageous enough to say before Jesus, Rabbi, if it is okay with you, I would like to make it 3 dwellings here. Right? They were terrified, but Peter, I mean, I can totally picture Peter, right? He was the one when Jesus was betrayed. I will never betray you. I will follow you. But then at the end, he betrayed 3 times. This same Peter, audacity before Jesus. If it is okay with you, I'm scared, though I would like to stay here a little longer. Or maybe forever. Because I've seen the glory of you. I've seen the glory before me. Jesus transfigured. And for them, this is the glory of God, imminent and tangible almost. And Peter just wanted to stay there. Right? Can I make 3 dwellings here and let me stay? Let me be in the presence of you and let me be in the presence of this glory. Rosa and I, we went to a district committee meeting, which happened in Warwick United Methodist Church, upstate New York, Warwick, New York. We went, it took us about an hour and a half. And our district superintendent told me that we are the farthest right, farthest east of the district, whereas the war group will be the farthest left. So I literally crossed the end of the district to the another end of the district. What happens is, as we are driving by, we crossed a bare mountain. And it was a beautiful, yesterday, no snow, bright sunlight. It was perfect for us to drive along this mountain. And can you imagine this beautiful mountain covered with snow, a hint of green, and a bright blue sky? It was just so beautiful. And then when we get to the top of the mountain, I had to scream, "Rose, look outside. Look." I had to do that because it was so beautiful, looking from above the mountaintop to the bottom. White, green, and some of the yellow McDonald's signs. Some of it. It's just so beautiful. I had to just point out, I had to shout, "Rose, look. Isn't that so beautiful?" It took us about 10 minutes to go uphill, and it was very curvy, tiring, and especially Rose with the baby. I've been sitting in the car for a long time. It's not really good for her. It's not really optimum for her. I don't feel sorry for her, really. But then this view, the scenery that I get to witness on top of this mountain was so beautiful. So much so that I had to let her know, let Rose know. Came back down. I thought, oh, wow, that was quite a drive. But then there's another hill just like it. So we went up, okay, we arrived at the district committee meeting. And it wasn't an interview, but it was an introduction time for me to introduce myself before the district, because I had recently been transferred from another district. So I pretty much share about who I was, my life and my call to ministry. And while doing that, I just had to share with them how beautiful the mountaintop was. I just had to share it. And they were saying, "Oh, you were lucky. It was very bright and it was no snow. The road was good, so we were actually lucky to witness such beautiful scenery," which I was very grateful and very thankful. And I share with them what it means to be a minister, what it means to be in journeying through your life. And I told them exactly, driving uphill, downhill, curvy road, straight road. Sometimes I find myself up in the mountaintop, but sometimes I'm in the all the way bottom. Isn't that really sound similar to what our life? Sometimes we are up, we're down. Sometimes we're going a straight path. Sometimes it is so curvy to the point where you're dizzy. You don't know where you're going. Well, I share everything, but I share about this mountaintop experience because it was so beautiful. But what if I decide to stay in the mountaintop, stop and park my car and just ponder about it and just talk about it? Wow, that is a beautiful scenery right there. I wish I could just stay here. I wish I could just stay here looking at this beautiful scenery and just talk about it, sing about it, and pray about it. Sounds fair. Or maybe not fair. It is so beautiful. And this inside of my heart, this eagerness, this passion to share with those people, those district committee members that I never saw before, I just had to share them. What if Peter, looking at this transfiguration of Jesus, what if Peter, James, and John decide to stay there, like what Peter said, "I would like to make 3 dwellings here and I would like to stay here"? What if Peter decided to do that? The history of church will be different if Peter decided to stay there. Obviously and evidently that Peter decided not to stay there. But Peter decided to share this mountaintop experience. With wherever he went, those towns in Galilee, he shared this mountaintop experience. He not only experienced this experience, but he shared it with the people. This, I call it almost like our worship experience. Can you picture that? Can this worship experience happen here? For example, can worship be like this amazing, bright? I wouldn't be able to wear a bright, shining clothes, but worship experience to be so adorable and so reverent that we just want to stay. But our worship here is so vibrant and so joyful that we just wanted to stay. If that's the case, if we decide to stay here, I mean, you'll be here forever for Sundays, right? And we're on. The history of our church, the Zion's Hill, will be a lot different. This worship experience for Peter, for us, is the mountaintop experience and is the power for Christian living. But there's a secret to it. There's a secret to it. The actual power comes when you share that mountaintop experience with others. Right? If I decide to just stay in that mountain, if the Peter decide to stay in the mountain and just let me talk about how beautiful this Jesus just transfigured, how beautiful this worship service is, and if you just decide to stay, what good is it? What good is it if we just decide to stay and keep it to ourselves, this beautiful, amazing worship experience? The power really comes when we do get to share this mountaintop experience. I'm pretty sure you do have that mountaintop experience. Mine was happened to be in Bear Mountain, but maybe yours been somewhere else, somewhere beautiful. Don't you want to tell us about where you went and how beautiful that place was? If you've been to a beautiful, just beautiful, gorgeous place. Just like it. When we come, let's worship this beautiful place, this mountaintop experience. Don't you want to tell to the people? Don't you want to tell to the world how beautiful this worship service is? But there's another secret, two secrets. Wow, I'm revealing a lot here. One secret is to share, but the second secret, I found it in the scripture. In verse 7. Then a cloud overshadowed them, and from the cloud there came a voice. This is my son, the beloved. Listen to him. This is my son, my beloved. Listen to him. How can we share if we do not listen to what the Son, my beloved, the Son of God, has to share or speak to us? Today, this worship service is not only this transfiguration moment for Peter, James, and John. It is a transformation moment for us, where we can hear this beloved Son. And with it, we can literally go out to the door and share how beautiful this worship service, or this beautiful message that we hear, the beautiful mountaintop experience that you and I share together. The Son Jesus Christ died for us. Yet we're sinners. He died for us. And today we celebrate it through bread and wine. come, those who are weary. Are you hungry? Come. Eat me, my bread, my body. Are you thirsty? Drink my blood, my wine. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? So I come invite you today to this beautiful moment of a worship service and this beautiful moment that we celebrate together, the Holy Communion, the Eucharist, the great Thanksgiving. I invite you today. Pray with me.